By definition, Central Florida is now in a buyer's market. I'm Eve Metlis with the Eve Metlis team with Watson Realty, and if you've been feeling like the market has shifted, you are not imagining it. Based on the Orlando Regional Realtor Association's most recent State of the Market report, Central Florida now has 6.88 months supply of housing inventory. Since a buyer's market is commonly defined as more than 6 months of inventory, that officially puts us in a buyer's market. When we talk about the market changing, it's important to clarify what we're comparing. Month-over-month comparisons show what changed from October 2025 to November 2025, while year-over-year comparisons show what changed from November 2024 to November 2025, and those can tell two very different stories. Starting with inventory, there are 12,516 homes currently available for sale. That number is up 7.9% year over year, meaning we have more homes on the market than we did this time last year. However, it's down 4.1% month over month compared to October, which is typical for the holiday season when many sellers pause listing until after the new year. Even with that seasonal dip, the bigger picture is that supply remains elevated, and that's a major reason buyers have gained leverage. Pricing has been relatively steady overall. The median home price in November was $385,000, which is up 1.3% both year over year and month over month. The average home price came in at $467,682, which is up 0.3% year over year, but down 3.1% month over month. We're not seeing prices decline sharply, but we are seeing a market where pricing correctly matters more than ever because buyers have choices and are less willing to overpay. Closed sales totaled 1,820 in November, which is down 22.1% month over month, which is consistent with the typical slowdown we see around the holidays. But it's actually up 0.8% year over year, which tells us demand hasn't disappeared. New listings were at 2,891, which is down 21.4% month over month and down 9.2% year over year. Fewer homes came on the market in November compared to both last month and last year, but overall inventory remains high enough that buyers still have more options than they're used to. Timing also reflects this shift. Homes are on the market an average of 76 days before going under contract. The longer days on market is a clear sign that buyers are taking more time to make decisions and that homes need to be positioned well to sell, especially in a buyer's market. The average interest rate in November was 6.1%, up slightly from 6% in October, which can influence buyer behavior month to month as well. So what does that mean for buyers? In a buyer's market, the advantage isn't just that there are more homes to choose from, it's that you may have more negotiating power. Buyers often have more room to negotiate price, especially on homes that have been sitting, and in some situations, they may be able to request repairs or credits after inspections. In certain transactions, seller concessions may also be a part of the conversation, depending on the property and financing terms. As for sellers, this doesn't mean you can't sell, it just means strategy matters more. The sellers seeing the best results are pricing based on today's data, preparing the home to show its best, and marketing aggressively from day one. Not what a neighbor sold for 2 years ago or what a seller wants out of the house. In a buyer's market, homes don't sell simply because they hit the MLS. They sell because they're priced and presented in a way that makes buyers feel confident moving forward. One point I'd like to mention for perspective, distressed sales remain a very small portion of the market. There were only 24 distressed homes, bank-owned and short sales in November, representing 1.3% of all sales. This shift looks far more like a rebalancing of the market than a distressed-driven cycle. If you're thinking about buying or selling in Orlando or anywhere in Central Florida, the most helpful next step is to look at what's happening in your specific neighborhood, because real estate is always local, and two communities a few miles apart can behave very differently. Message me today and we'll break down the numbers that matter for your home and your goals and map out a smart plan for your next move.